All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about a massive shift in how people give, and it's all about mobile payments. Now, if your nonprofit isn't set up for this, let's be real, you're not just missing out on donations, you're basically becoming invisible to the modern donor. So, let's break down why this is so critical. So, to really grasp how big this is, just look at this number 6.8 billion. That's how many smartphones are out there in the world right now. Think about that. That's billions of potential supporters who can connect with your cause in an instant, right from the palm of their hand. The scale is just, it's almost hard to wrap your head around.
And that, of course, brings us to the most important question. With all those people just a single tap away from supporting you, is your nonprofit actually ready for them? Or is a clunky, frustrating donation process letting them slip right through your fingers at the very last second?
Okay, let's get one thing straight. This isn't some far-off trend we're talking about. The shift to mobile giving, it's happening right now. It's this unstoppable force, and honestly, for any nonprofit that wants to grow, ignoring it just isn't an option anymore. Just take a look at this. We're already at a point where 28%, nearly a third of all online donations come directly from a mobile device. And when you look at younger donors, it's even bigger. A whopping 84% of millennials say they'd rather donate using their phones. For them, it's not just a preference, it's an expectation. And this isn't slowing down. In fact, it's accelerating. Projections show that by 2026, over half, 54% of all online transactions will be made through digital wallets. Things like Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal. The future of payments is totally frictionless, and nonprofits have got to be part of that, starting like yesterday.
So, why is this shift so incredibly powerful? Well, if you understand what's going on under the hood, it really comes down to this triple advantage for your organization. You get amazing donor convenience, incredible speed, and a massive boost in keeping those donors coming back. At the core of all this is a really powerful idea called contextual giving. So what is that? It's basically being able to donate at the exact moment you feel inspired. Imagine someone sees this moving post on social media, or they're at a live event and feel a connection. Contextual giving means they can donate right then and there without having to jump to a different website or dig for their wallet. And that's exactly what mobile payments unlock.
And this quote here from Give, Hughes, it absolutely nails it. By keeping donors in that moment of inspiration, you drastically shrink the chances they'll just give up and walk away. You keep them in the flow, and that, right there, is a total game changer for fundraising. Okay, now this slide really shows you what we're talking about. The contrast is just stark. On the left, you've got the old way, right? Enter your full name, email, address, credit card number, expiration date, CVV. I mean, it's exhausting just listing it all. It's so many chances for a donor to get frustrated and just bail. But on the right, tap, authenticate, done. All that friction, it's just gone. And that friction we just talked about, it has a very real, very measurable cost. Get this. For every single second of delay in your donation process, you lose 7% of your conversions. Just 1 second can be the difference between getting a donation and someone just giving up. Speed is absolutely everything. But hey, when you get this right, the results are just wow. Look at these numbers from nonprofits who've already jumped on mobile wallets. We're talking a 25% increase in the average donation, a 32% jump in those spontaneous, unplanned gifts, and, get this, a massive 79% boost in repeat donations. The data here is just undeniable. And finally, let's talk about trust, because it's huge. When a donor sees a familiar logo they already trust, like PayPal, it instantly builds confidence. In fact, 93% of PayPal users say they feel more secure donating to a nonprofit that offers it. It's like you're borrowing that trust right from the get-go. Okay, so you're probably thinking, this all sounds great, but how do we actually make it happen? And you know what? It might seem complicated, but a winning mobile strategy really just stands on 3 core pillars. Let's walk through them together. So here's the playbook. It's pretty simple. First, you simplify the entire process to get rid of every bit of friction. Second, you go out and you actively promote these awesome new options. And third, you make sure to build and secure that donor trust at every single step. So let's break each one down. Okay, so for that first pillar, simplify. Your donation form needs to have 5 fields or less. Maximum. Why so few? Because a staggering 70% of donors will just walk away if a form looks too complicated. You want big, easy-to-tap buttons, a clean single-column layout, and make sure that page loads in under 3 seconds. Oh, and don't forget that super simple checkbox to make recurring gifts a no-brainer. All right, next up, promote. You have to get the word out about these options. I mean, over half of all nonprofit emails are opened on a phone, so your emails have to be mobile first. Put QR codes on your print materials, on signs at events. The World Wildlife Fund did this and saw a 45% jump in donations. And definitely don't sleep on text-to-give campaigns. They have an almost perfect 98% open rate. And finally, let's talk about securing trust. This quote from Stripe just says it all. It really doesn't matter how inspired a donor is feeling in that moment. If your form feels even a little bit sketchy or unsafe, that gift is gone forever. So use those trust badges, work with PCI-compliant processors, and show your donors you take their security seriously. So once you've made all these changes, how do you know if they're actually making a difference? Well, that's the final piece of the puzzle, tracking your impact. When you're trying to grow, data is absolutely your best friend. Here are the key things you need to be tracking. First, what's your conversion rate on mobile compared to desktop? What's the average donation size on each device? And this one's critical. Where exactly in the process are people leaving? If you track these numbers, they will tell you exactly what needs fixing. Now, this slide reveals something really fascinating, what we call the mobile gap. Take a look. Mobile is actually driving more traffic, 53% of all visits. But the average donation is way lower. It's only $76 compared to $145 on desktop. But listen, this isn't a problem. This is a massive opportunity. It tells you exactly where you can focus your efforts to grow revenue by making that mobile experience even better. And really, that's the whole point, right? As Salvatore Salpietro from Fundraise Up says, the nonprofits that are willing to embrace new tech, they're not just keeping pace. They're getting results that just blow the industry averages out of the water. Being an early adopter gives you such a powerful advantage. So when you boil it all down, the takeaway is actually really simple. Meet your donors where they are. And where are they? They're on their phones. So let them give using the tools they already use and the ones they already trust every single day.
You know, the future of fundraising isn't some abstract idea for tomorrow. It's literally in the pocket of every single potential supporter you have right now. So the only real question left is, are you?